Hey guys. All right, in this video here, we're going to go through our Blackboard course. This is being recorded during the summer of 2025. So unless there's any major changes in terms of the structure of this course on Blackboard, I probably will just reuse this video. So if there's a couple minor differences here and there, then we'll just leave it as is. The other thing to take note is that I've got the dark mode on my computer, so your screen might have a lighter background versus mine. So that might also be a slight variation of what you're seeing. So, based on where you are already, you've already seen the announcement, already gone through the Start Here menu, the first items in terms of finding out some information about me, about the course, look through the syllabus video, taking this quiz, and now you're at the virtual tour of this course. And so the next thing you're going to do is download Lockdown Browser on your computer. So therefore, you can take the mock quiz and make sure that you have the compatibility for your computer to do that. You are required to use Respondus Lockdown Browser and Respondus Monitor. If your computer doesn't allow you to do that, then unfortunately, you will not be able to take the course. That's to uphold the integrity of the exams of the course itself and to ensure, because this is an asynchronous class, that it is in fact you taking the exams themselves. So during those times, both you and your computer screen are being recorded. And so therefore, that information is available to me to review in case you were to be cheating or something like that. As if you paid attention to the syllabus video, you are allowed to use your notes for the quizzes and the exams. However, it's just your hard copy version of your notes. You can't use the book. You can only, so if you print out my PowerPoint slides and you write onto them, or if you have a notebook that you've been writing on, that's what you're more than welcome to use. But other than that, you can't use anything else in terms of your cell phones, your computer. If you take notes on your computer, unfortunately, you're not allowed to do that. So you can use hard copy versions of your notes only. Then as we go in here, in terms of the assignment calendar, this is going to have the deadlines listed for summer 2025. So just take note that they might be a little bit different based on the semester that this is being, that this iteration is being taught in. One other small note I'll mention about just really quickly about the mock quiz is that you can take this as many times as you want to. All it just counts as a participation point for you. So it doesn't, whatever grade you get on this one doesn't matter. So when you complete it, what it does is that it ensures, so let's say you're maybe want to make sure that your software is running well because you just recently updated your computer, or perhaps you're using a different computer, then you can use the mock quiz as a test that all the software is working. And then if it opens up for you just fine, just exit right out of it. And then you can open up the quiz or the exam. And so that's really important to use because, again, in an asynchronous online class, I might not be right away available to help troubleshoot. And if you are having computer troubles, you are going to have to contact the student help desk because I'm just here to teach the course to you. If there's any computer troubles, it's usually based on your specific settings on your computer, which I don't have a way to help you with that. So course communication is all going to be based on email. So sending me an email to the listing to the email that's in the syllabus, along with the one that's listed here. That's the same one. Please give me a couple days to sometimes respond to you, depending on the semester that this is taught in, particularly if it's taught in during the summers. I may be out doing field work, so I may be in a remote area where I do not have service for several days, maybe even up to an entire week, because I'll be out camping and all that. And so if you try to get hold of me and you need something immediate, I may not get back to you for a while. So just take note of that. Everything's been pre-programmed into here. So just complete things well in advance if you can possibly do so. So to get started, you would go to your first module. I'm just going to close out of this one here, and I'm going to show you kind of one of these modules. Each of them are more or less structured about the same way. So the first module here in Nature of Science and Field of Paleontology, there's a bit of an introduction, a little bit more of like an enticing way to kind of go about what we're going to cover just in a very brief way. So go ahead and read that over. And then you get into the nitty-gritty of what's going on with this is that you'll be able to download the PDF version of my PowerPoint slides that I prepared for you. And these are the ones that will be in the lecture slides as well, too. So you can download those. You can print them out to be able to use them on the exams and quizzes. You have to have them printed out hard copy. It doesn't have to be color, but you do need to print them out. You're not allowed to use your computer or any electronic devices during exams. So I'm going to close that off. And then as you do those, I've recorded every single one of my lectures here online and uploaded them to YouTube. It's an unlisted listing, so you won't be able to find it if you go in the search bar. So you'll need these links to be able to locate them. So if you click on this here, I'll kind of mute this in just a second so that way we don't hear my voice doubled over. There we go. So I'm just going to mute that. And you can fast forward, you can rewind, you can review these as much as you want to. And so you're more than welcome to kind of use these as you go through the semester. So I will have kind of taught every single one of my lectures based on these. And so this is going to be the bulk of the course of watching these lectures. All right, let's exit out of that. The next thing is sometimes I might throw in a couple links or videos that are additional to something maybe that I mentioned in lecture that it might be kind of neat to look at. I might ask a couple questions based on these as well too, so you will want to review these. Sometimes there might be one, sometimes there might be three. It's just all kind of varied, and I may add things throughout the semester as we go along, depending on where or if there's something fun that has kind of come out in that time frame. So then once you've completed that in a module, you'll take the quiz. Each quiz is about 8 questions, give or take. Sometimes there's a matching question that has multiple parts to it. You can have your notes available too, but once again, it's only the hard copy notes that you're allowed to have. You can't have any other electronic devices. You can only have the hard copy version of your notes, no textbooks, no anything like that. So each module is structured pretty much the exact same way. So the next one is going to be on evolution of phylogenetics. So you're going to have a quiz after watching the videos there. And then after your first 3 modules, it'll remind you here to complete your first exam. Okay. So to find the exams, you're just going to scroll towards the bottom here. You'll see a folder, online lecture exams. You're going to open that up. And then you're going to have the first exam that you can take. It gives you some general information on kind of what's going on, what's the modules that are covered, once again, in case that changes a little bit, how much time you have. In this case, 75 minutes for this semester, unless that has changed for future, and any other general policy that you can use here. So it's to remind you again, you can use your notes, but you cannot use any other devices or any other sources or hard copy or like books or anything like that. The other thing with this course, you will not see it in the modules because I may change the deadlines throughout various different types of iterations of this class where this is taught during a normal semester. I might change it around the assignments, but there's another folder here that within the assignment calendar. So if we go back to the start here menu, either in the syllabus at the end or the assignment calendar, these should be pretty much the same. There is listed start the assignment and then the assignments that are actually due on these dates. So you have 3 total assignments. They're going to take you a little bit of time to complete. Some of them are, each of them are a bit of a scavenger hunt where you have to watch about an hour-long movie or so. And it'll ask you questions based on that. You may have to do a little bit of research to it based on things that you've learned in the course or have to go search around on Google. So if we go scroll down to that, there's 3 assignments this time around that are available. And so what you'll have is the first one is going to be, they're all kind of these fact or fiction. So this is all to help reiterate a little bit of what we're covering and go beyond the stuff that we're covering in the class. So that way you can see how things are portrayed in multimedia, the way that you'll generally see them as an individual that will become a business entrepreneur or a medical practitioner, right? And so you want to be able to appreciate that sometimes things are given a lot of liberty and the Hollywood aspect is really added into something. So the first one is going to be the Jurassic Park. I will be recording here very shortly a video on this where I will provide commentary on the actual movie itself and upload it for you. It's a total runtime of about 2 hours and 6 minutes, plus maybe a little bit more based on my commentary in case I pause the video. And then there'll be questions related to everything that's kind of below this. The other 2 assignments are going to be very similar, but they will be based on episodes of Prehistoric Planet that was viewed on Apple TV. There will be links to my Dropbox, which will have the videos for you. And so that will be made available there as well, too, for you to complete. Same idea, so you'll have that assignment, but you need to make sure to complete those before the deadline that's listed. All right, so I believe that's kind of it here. in terms of this course, if you ever have any issues with your computers, you can contact the student help desk here at the bottom. If you contact me, I won't really have a whole lot that I can tell you. If it's something that, for instance, let's say the exam isn't opening on your computer because I put the wrong deadline in or something, then yes, then I can make that modification. But if your computer is just simply shutting down each time that you open some kind of a window, that you're going to have to go to the student help desk for their help for that. Okay. Because that's a very specific computer specific issue for you. So that's all I've got for this video here. I wish you luck in this course, but if you do have any questions or if you just want to chat about dinosaurs, just shoot me an email and we'll just see where that goes. Good luck.